Alrighty guys, before you go smashing the dislike button and clicking off the video, I do recommend that you watch to the end and you'll get an answer to the title of the video. So first off, I've had quite a fair few people message me asking, where's the adventure bike content? You've been doing sport bike stuff, four-wheel driving. We want to see adventure bike content, and fair question, I will get to it. So I've got a few reasons why the WR250R behind me has been MIA from any of the videos lately, and we're just going to jump straight into them. So the truth is, I actually haven't taken the WR off-road for over 3 months. I mean, I actually haven't even ridden it for 3 months. Probably started it once in that time, but the last time that I rode the WR was really after servicing it from getting back from my Simpson Desert trip, and that was actually the last time that it was ridden off-road, and that was over 3 months ago now. And as someone with a passion for adventure motorcycling and a YouTube channel that I create content for primarily on this bike, that's like 3 months or over 3 months is like an eternity. So it's been quite a long time now. So here's what happened. The Simpson Desert trip was years in the making, with months and months of planning leading up to it. And in the last month of leading up to the trip, there wasn't a single day where I woke up and the Simpson trip wasn't the first thought on my head. And I'd go to bed thinking about the trip. Pretty much constantly every day I'd be calling my brother, talking about setup changes, things that we need to pack, anything that we may have missed leading up to the big trip. So it was something that we were constantly thinking about. And to be honest, it probably consumed most of my thoughts and time. And at the end of it all, the trip, if you haven't watched the video, I'd say go ahead and watch it before this one, because it plays a big part. But yeah, the trip was incredible. I felt a massive sense of accomplishment when we crossed the Simpson Desert unsupported. And yeah, all up, it was a phenomenal adventure trip. But after a big trip like that, it's almost like finishing a marathon. Massive sense of accomplishment, but do you really want to run again after finishing a big marathon? There's probably some sickos out there that do, but that's kind of the feeling that hit me upon returning home from that trip. The trip itself wasn't a small feat. It was over 5,500 kilometers in less than 2 weeks. And, that kind of mileage is more than people do in a year for some people. So yeah, a lot of riding in a short amount of time. So yeah, there was a bit of burnout after the trip, and also I guess the emotional roller coaster that comes with a trip like that. It was easily one of the best moments of my life, I guess the trip in itself, and, a massive high. They usually say the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And I guess in this sense is, the bigger the high, the bigger the low. And I'm not saying I was depressed after this trip or anything, but it's hard to kind of get motivated to do, a local ride, just in your backyard at a state park, after you've just done something as big as the Simpson Desert. So yeah, I was just feeling a bit of, just didn't feel like doing any other adventure rides. So you combine a bit of burnout, a bit of a low after the trip, because nothing's really as exciting as planning and crossing the Simmer, because I really do enjoy the planning process for an adventure. And at this stage of life, it's hard to be able to do these massive adventures all the time. So upon getting back from the trip, I knew that there wasn't going to be another Simpson Desert trip in the immediate future. But, as you guys know that have watched the channel, I love adventure riding. I've done big adventures in the past, like our Googs trip and Vic High Country. But there was something a little different with this one as well, which has kept me from riding the WR over these last 3 months. And that's my back, which I mentioned this in the Simpson Desert recap video, but dealing with a stress fracture in my spine. It's been a pain to deal with, but I've dealt with many injuries in the past. Again, some of you may know I've torn my pec, broken my foot, and just little other niggling injuries, which is comes with the territory with riding and also being into training and doing different sports and extreme activities. So in saying that, dealing with a back injury, slowly getting better, seeing the physio, doing all the right things, but that's one of the big things that's been keeping me off the bike. I'd love to just jump on and go for a ride, just to get out there, get in the dirt. It's one of the reasons why I got the four-wheel drive, is being able to do trips out in the country, because I just love being in the outdoors, which is something that you get to do on the adventure bikes or the dual sports. So look, I know this was a long-winded answer to a pretty simple question, and highs and lows, burnout, injuries, these are things that can occur with any hobby and come with everyday life. And sometimes taking a break is really just the best thing that you can do, and what I've done in my case. Yeah, when you come back, you're refreshed and ready to go. And honestly, I do have the itch, and I've had the itch for a while. The low of the trip passed pretty quickly, and I was itching to get back on the bike. But as I said, it's the injury now that's been keeping me at bay, because it was something that I was feeling before. I was dealing with before the Simpson trip, and doing an adventure like that really didn't do me any favors. And so it's really the injury holding me back at the moment. So to answer the question of the title of the video, no, I haven't quit adventure riding. It's really my passion. It's what I built the channel around, and will continue to do as long as I can. I'm hoping that I'm going to be 70, 80 years old maybe, and still doing adventure rides. Probably not on a dual sport. By that point, I'll probably be on whatever the latest iteration of the BMW GS is, because they're just cracking, comfortable bikes. But who knows where we're going in the industry with what bike's going to be like in 40, 50 years time. We'll see what happens there. But as for the content on the channel, I've been posting sport bike stuff, 4x4 stuff, and you know what? I know it's probably not the best to grow the channel. YouTube's weird with, trying to stick to a particular niche, but I started the channel to show my friends, family, the places that I go, the riding that I do, and I do this for fun. And I actually enjoy taking the sport bike out to a track or the drag strips. I enjoy going four-wheel drive camping, and now taking the four-wheel drive off-road. So I'm going to continue to upload that. I think going forward, adventure bikes will still continue to be the main focus, but these things come in waves. So depending on what my latest frenzy for a hobby is, I'm sure I'll be sharing it with you guys on YouTube. And for those of you that enjoy the content and stick around, really appreciate it. It's been really fun being on YouTube now. I think consistently I've been uploading for maybe 2 to 3 years now. The channel's quite a bit older than that, but the early videos were pretty garbage. But yeah, I think 2 to 3 years, and loved it. And I think 2025 is going to be a big year. Lots of ideas for videos, lots of riding, adventures, four-wheel driving, track days, you name it. I'm hoping to do a bike restoration, which is something that I haven't featured on the channel. So I think that's going to be an exciting one, and looking forward to bringing that to you guys. And we'll certainly be featuring Dad in that one, because I know he's a bit of a fan favorite on the channel. So again, appreciate it, guys. No, I'm not quitting adventure riding, and stick around, and I'll catch you guys in the next adventure.